Hello, everybody. This is Ben from Living in Harmony. I have big exclusive details, juicy details, new exclusive information. No press is talking about it, no media, no Huawei centric media is talking about it. But it has to do with the situation in a world of post sanctions. And Huawei is planning something very, very big. Is very big for developers, especially those who have apps on Android, GMS developers, those who upload applications on Google Play and are not on Huawei Mobile Services app gallery on Android platform. And why is this very significant and relevant? And why I put the dots together, why I connect the dots? Well, as you can see, that Huawei is going through a domestic journey um, in China as it solidifies its base. While their strategy is to get as much developers it can from China to produce its major milestone. And its major milestone is to get 5,000 apps by the end of the year. And if they succeed within that year, by the end of this year or early next year, that means it makes it really easy for them to really pitch towards global developers to take part of this 5,000 milestone of native HarmonyOS apps. Why is Huawei pushing this? The reason why this is happening is because Huawei has already stated in the past that it's moving away from Android open source project that is currently the code base of its HarmonyOS in mobile since 2.0, and it's the same thing that is replicated in modified EMUI Android ROM abroad on phones, and the same applies to tablets and somewhat little extent wearables, but doesn't have that other Android open source project, but have that Linux kernel and other semantics, other areas. Um, but other than that, this has been a convergent stage. This has been a messy stage, and it's moving towards unifying. It's moving towards a cleaner, streamlined code. It's moving towards native. It's moving towards pure code. It's moving towards something new, and something new is HarmonyOS Next. And HarmonyOS Next is Huawei's future business for in the software field, and it wants to join that app economy where it will be part of their app industry building native applications, not only for its phones, but everywhere it builds and every market it serves across the globe. This is very significant because a lot of people, a lot of users, a lot of Android users, a lot of Huawei users, particularly use GMS. And the problem with the GMS APIs is that if you do not have the GMS framework, applications break. And with applications break, you can't access them. And compatibility has been a problem. And Europe has been trying to address this. EU has been trying to address this with Huawei and other players in the assembled team in the Linux open community alongside the Open Atom or Nero OS Eclipse team. So Huawei has been, for years, have been assembling a team to counter these constraints that has been strangling their app ecosystem since the HMS was pushed in late 2019 into the early 2020s with lukewarm reception, some mixed reception. Some were willing to join, some were not. And that some not willing to join is because of the dirty contracts within the Android platform that Google has set up for developers that has been exposed in this FCC lawsuit against anti-monopoly competitive situation around Google that has been exposed by Epic Games, that Google is using dirty tactics to stop developers from putting their apps and games on alternative Android app stores other than Google Play. So, to address this, Huawei has to go an extra mile in going to this dark path, this scary path for many users. Yeah, towards a new OS stack, completely in default a new OS, which is HarmonyOS being rebooted in itself as a new OS. The next generation that's coming this fall in China. So something is happening. What is happening? What is mobile? What is Open Mobile Hub? Well, the Open Mobile Hub, its goal is to create a platform agnostic API where any applications you've built on iOS or Android on any of the programming languages on these platforms can be converted into other platforms. And Harmonious is significant with this one. And it's a new direction for the mobile industry. They have partners around it. You know, even Indian Bahar OS is involved with this project from the Indian government. So in the Open Mobile Hub, a unified code base reaching all devices OS platform agnostic, unlocking the power of a single code base, seamlessly catering to all devices running on different OS platforms, streamlining the development process, reaching maximum reach, delivering consistent user experience across diverse range of mobile devices, and empowers third-party providers extensibilities with plugins, SDK offerings, and exceptional extendable capability, empowering third-party providers to develop their own plugins through implementations of standard interfaces. The problem with the GMS business model from Google is that OEMs like Huawei have to pay license, but they are barred from that since May 2019, since US government put a entity list on Google where Google cannot provide GMS APIs on to these Android handsets Huawei sells. So Huawei, as a result, has to sell counterfeit-like ASOP smartphones with no GMS, crippling their phone business, crippling innovation, and crippling them out of the market, which is affecting the developer base, especially when they've been working very hard to trying to build up the Huawei mobile services. That strategy is not sticking. So the new way to stick it onto developers is that there is going to be a demand to work on a third platform, and that's where the lines will be drawn, where Huawei sets the industrial standards, the OS market standards in the industry, in the app industry, and making the developers think about HarmonyOS and its larger base in the future, which is already crossing near 5% market share today and is in the cusp of reaching double digit in no time in the next year or two. This is very important for developers to take note. This allows apps developers to seamlessly switch API service providers across OS platforms. The open source client libraries and tools on GitHub, OMH revolutionizes the mobile ecosystem with its open source framework, accessible on GitHub for seamless collaboration and innovation. The mobile client libraries and tools empower developers to seamlessly integrate a wide range of mobile services into their applications. Linux Foundation Huawei is a platinum member, which the Open Mobile Hub is hosted by them. Eclipse Foundation Huawei is a member, and there is a neural add-on for Open Mobile Hub, proves Huawei's secret weapon, secret revenge. What is this Onero OS? Well, Onero OS is basically Huawei's international version of Open Harmony for OEMs outside of China, for localization and stuff like that, and globalization of services manufacturing, industrial standards, electronic standards, whatnot. So, and that includes the that's structure for HarmonyOS Next underneath when Huawei is selling their um, global HarmonyOS Next ecosystem devices, premium um, luxury devices. That's where its market will target, and its target is the flagship market where Apple is excelling in, and its goal is to compete with that. And we live in a world of AI, and AI is being pushed, and we're going to see a lot of on-device AI features and innovations from there. Um, Other than that, let's get back to OMH. We have OMH. They have all sorts of libraries from maps, you know, where it can have a single code base running seamlessly on any device, no barriers, whether you have a GMS or not, whether you have an Android or not. This includes iPhones and HarmonyOS. OMH storage client library. There is a handset division, you know. Yeah, nobody wanted the Microsoft logo and stuff like that. Sorry, I was enthusiastically speaking with the user right now on this. Is really exciting. It's really big. They can do that. Throw those numbers in. You know. You know. Get. Into 2025. Imagine we're in 2025 and you are pitching to developers. Why you need to push your app into this? Why? HMS developers. Why? Why you need to do that? Join the 5,000. Why do you need to join the 5,000, 10,000 Chinese apps? 100 million, 900 billion to what? 100, 900 million to 100 billion. What am I talking about? Um, how many users in total? Developers love big numbers, big money, new market opportunities, less crowded. If you can convince HMS developers to add these into the app, the app ecosystem will flourish globally. It doesn't have to grab everyone immediately. It will trickle over. GMS developers will start looking and say, what is this HarmonyOS platform? They will start joining in as it has notoriety. It has, in the app industry globally. And that's what's going to happen across Europe. It's going to happen across Asia. It's going to happen across all the markets Huawei serves. OMH architecture is there. It's on SDK. It's if device is running on OMH is a GMS service. OMH will act as a pass-through to allow for all the GMS SDK to work seamlessly. If the device is running on a non-GMS device, OMH will leverage alternative implementations like Google Public Web APIs, third-party or custom implementations. This is the secret weapon. People need to pay attention. Look at the amount of programming languages across platforms, and you can put that into your cross-platform application on HarmonyOS, like Kotlin-based app, JavaScript-based apps on React Native. From Kotlin from the Android SDK, the Ionic from TypeScript, Native Script from JavaScript, Swift with iOS, Flutter with Dart, and ArcTS from the ArcUI system of HarmonyOS SDK and OpenHarmony on your OS cross-platform on the OpenHarmony ecosystem. So all of these are OMH open source. device agnostic, platform agnostic, framework agnostic plugins architecture. The goal is to reduce vendor lock-in and break that. Having these key components, Google APIs, Google Drive, OpenStreetMap, OMH 2.0 plugins plans have Bing Maps, Mapbox, Microsoft Facebook, Dropbox, LinkedIn X support. Google private APIs and public APIs are just there on the bottom, and other services APIs. It just makes everything easy for developers. So you have open mobile ecosystem, open source, minimum efforts, no vendor lock-in, free of charge. You're not, if you can bring free developer tools like that with the free IDE, with a free developer account, there is no excuse not to take advantage of HarmonyOS and Open Harmony. Lower cost for developers. You're going to be joining a larger community, enhanced security, faster time to market, more transparency, blah, blah, blah. So this is what they're plotting. They're plotting a big thing for HMS developers, and they use that to grow developers outside of that. HMS is on Android right now. They have built 200,000 apps. How do you attract the 200,000 into your app gallery natively as a HarmonyOS app? The ports conversions, quick adaptations, multi-platform ports. This method would both benefit Open Harmony upstream and HarmonyOS Next downstream development. Huawei's core developer strategy with HMS and GMS Android developers trickled out, but HMS focus is onto HarmonyOS APIs. Next to ArcTS Kanji with Arc UI onto native app gallery. You look at OHM WordPress example, MAs. This small team of developers spread globally has carved a niche for creating high-quality ad-free applications that prioritize user experience and privacy, gathering a big strategy with developers, taking advantage of open source solutions, toolkits, and everything. This is the Secret Wars, sponsored by FutureWave Technologies. FutureWave Technologies, Huawei's R&D subsidiary, at the same time, a new direction for the mobile industry. And Harmony Next system, a complete advanced Harmony SDK, not even out yet in China and global, still in development stages for developers, and it's already been mentioned outside of China within the Linux Foundation community with this OMH project out of Europe. Huawei is bringing weapons for global developers outside of China. China is secured already since August 2023. Foundations began since 2021 to 2023. The agenda is real, the agenda is happening. Work is already on the way in the global team in Europe. I will keep an eye on the updates in the coming months of the new HarmonyOS add-on just entered into the repo. So I expect 4.1, 5.0 era to have this open mobile hub integrated. Huawei has winning hands. HMS SDK on Android blew up fast in the aftermath of sanctions after Huawei on GMS. Use of HarmonyOS SDK will blow up faster. And I am fully confident in this initiative. Open Mobile Hub initiative is the real deal. It calls out for what it is about the duopoly market and Google's fake open source control over Android. Reading about the Open Mobile Hub initiative to develop open interoperable services for mobile apps. They don't mince words. vs Google plus Apple. Google tries to camouflage this classic product, trying to tie in by calling Android open source. Meanwhile, Google owns the Android name, controls the roadmap, runs its repositories, and assigns employees to lead the teams. Calling Android open source seems a clear example of open washing, calling a product open for marketing purposes while still behaving as though it's proprietary. Open Atom, Open Harmony is the opposite. It used to be Huawei leading the roadmap of updates, OS updates. It's no longer the case. It has switched. It is now the initiative of Open Atom that is leading the pack, that is leading the future HarmonyOS updates, Open Harmony updates, and that gets trickled down to HarmonyOS in Europe. It trickles down into both teams of the same HarmonyOS Next downstream project with the updates, customized features, and all that stuff with it, with the same APIs, upgrades, and everything else from Open Harmony side. These are for native apps, not runtimes, not emulators, not compatibility layers. Platform targets ports, calling original APIs calls for original APIs into native APIs. Google, big tech, US can't stop this. They can't stop the autonomy of HarmonyOS with HarmonyOS Next with this. They can try with emulators with play integrity and try to patch up spoofing holes on Michael G within, but not this, unless they want to break their whole ecosystem and tank their market share of Android with the APIs they make money of data from on Google APIs over Google Android apps itself on GMS and the cloud business itself, because Google APIs is more than just Android apps. It serves other applications. This benefits EU digital markets law. This is from September 2023. 1999% smartphones run either Android or iOS. That's the deal play. Mobile app developers and original equipment manufacturers, OEMs, making Android devices face vendor lock-in, inflexible terms and conditions, and high costs. We need a new direction in the mobile industry, of course. Open source opportunity, Mobile Native Foundation, MNF, supplies developers with the infrastructure for building large-scale mobile apps. Outside of China, Google Play or Apple's App Store serve 95% of all apps. That is not competition. OEMs making Android devices also face tying of the free Android open source project ASOP with the proprietary Google mobile services. Open source opportunity, HarmonyOS provides an alternative mobile operating system stack for device vendors in India. Market dominance by only two platforms slows progress, drives up costs, blocks new entrants, and stunts the growth of the mobile sector. Open source mobile software offers transparency, community-enhanced security, a faster time to market, and lower costs. Open source opportunity, Open Mobile Hub OMH provides an open source alternative for GMS to GMS, including compatible API layers that allows existing Android apps to function without requiring new code. Regulators recognize the mobile market is not competitive since 2018. The European Union, EU, has issued more than $11 billion in fines against Google. Open source opportunity, the OpenJS Foundation native script empowers developers and with JavaScript for native APIs on iOS and Android. Open source opportunity of Virtual Maps Foundation OMF provides open map datasets that includes national and regional boundaries, building places of interest, and detailed road networks. So the key findings of the report include innovation slowdown. Innovations in the smartphone space are decelerating, accompanied by a slump of sales. This stagnation adversely affects every participant in the mobile ecosystem, including carriers and content providers. Duopoly dominance, the mobile industry is controlled by two companies who account for a staggering 99% of all smartphone sales. Their app store serves as a primary source for downloaded apps, underscoring their dominance and the need for more market competition. Global regulatory response, multiple countries including Australia, India, Japan, Mexico, South Korea, the UK, and the US are actively developing new regulations to foster a more competitive mobile market. Challenges faced, mobile decision makers encounter numerous obstacles, including vendor lock-in, inflexible terms, and the highest cost and risk associated with creating new apps or mobile devices. A more open mobile ecosystem will open new avenues for innovation while improving market accessibility. Call for openness. The mobile industry needs to forge a more open ecosystem that encourages innovation, welcomes new entrants, ensures security, and allows for room for differentiation. Open source software is a proven avenue for creating a thriving and open ecosystems and driving collaborative development of standards-based products across sectors and industries. To access the full report, you can research on Linux Foundation website. So same day, September 25th, 2023, when this report came out, Huawei released HarmonyOS Next native application push in China alongside vendor system apps in China. Across the pond, Linux Foundation Europe Open Mobile Hub push agenda that day. You know, you see this open mobile hub and their agenda to push more open standards with Open Harmony side on your OS side, and now you have Open Mobile Hub repo on GitHub. Its repo is fresh contributions as of February 5th, 2024. So you can read the new direction for the mobile industry, making a case for more open and transparent mobile software. Linux Foundation Europe. They say Microsoft, Huawei comes for your neck. Google and Apple are finished long term. Huawei is very secured in its developer base. It has a developer base in Europe across the globe. Over 5 million developers signed up to HMS. 200,000 apps already on the App Gallery on Android. The goal is to tap into those first and fill up the App Gallery with the quality, and as well as attracting GMS, iOS developers, Windows developers at the same time. And guys, let me know what you think of this development. I'm really excited for this move and this push. I'm really excited as a developer myself. I'm excited for the Huawei to push the HarmonyOS Next SDK and make it more accessible alongside its open source OS, which is based on Open Harmony, so we can have access to Open Harmony as well easily to develop for vendors, develop their app stores as well and their platforms. Anywhere we can put our apps freely without barriers, and that is the concept of Open Harmony. And I can't wait for new existing users to migrate to HarmonyOS Next era on Huawei devices. I can't wait for Huawei to kick this new era off for the rest of the industry, including the Open Harmony community, OS community that is growing globally, that is growing fast, and I expect an explosion into 2025. I'll be taking a look in its updates. So whatever happens, I'll be looking into this update. Yeah, this is the project that is now entering into OS as an add-on. The OMH authentication, the core, the maps, the storage, everything, the whole SDK is entering for this project. And I can't wait for developers to access this and port their apps, which is needed. We're entering a new era. We are fed up as users being treated as fourth-class citizens when it comes to apps, App Gallery, especially in the ecosystem, the HMS ecosystem, the HarmonyOS ecosystem, and the behavior will end 2025. The treatment will end, hopefully. So I wish Huawei luck on their videos, their plans on this, and I hope it succeeds. I can't wait. I can't wait. And if you don't know what this person is, Stefan, who pushed the third-party OMH to the OS project, he works for Huawei. His resume is on the LinkedIn. If I can minimize. Yep, that's him. Principal Solution Architecture Open Source at Huawei. And he has his profile here, there. That's him in the repo, the GitHub repo. I showed earlier, and his involvement with Linux Foundation is there, previous involvement with Samsung, and his current work company is Huawei since 2020, late 2020. So I can't wait for this development. Really can't wait. So stay tuned for these updates, and I'll be updating this on my YouTube channel and my blog and Telegram and Twitter and TikTok. So see you next time.